take you through the process of making this adorable insert for your TN with these Carpe Diem products. I am going to talk about 28 different habits that you can start now. I'm not going to get you to do all 28 right away, but I do have a challenge for you, so stay tuned for that. Hi there, it's Kara from the Hooting Pirate, and I'm so excited for this video. I have a fantastic video for you today. I have 28 different habits of highly successful people. Now, I don't want you to go and implement all 28 of these habits right now, but I want you to have them in your mind so you know which one you want to start right away and which ones that you can implement a little bit later on. But before we get started, I want to make sure that you're subscribed because this is part of a series about habits and productivity, and I don't want you to miss anything because I've done a few already and I'll link those up, but there's still more to come, so I don't want you to miss anything, so make sure you hit that red subscribe button. You can't miss it, it's bright and red. What I'm going to do is, while I'm preparing this, if you can see, I'm preparing this insert for my TN while I'm decorating it and making it and all that jazz. I'm going to be talking about these 28 habits. But if you want to go and have like the physical list, you can find that on my blog, and I will put that in the description as well. While I'm going through these 28 items, these 28 habits, I want you to listen, and I want you to really notice which one of these habits is getting you the most excited, the one that you're really jazzed up about, and the one that you really want to start right away. And we'll talk about that when we get to the end. Okay, so let's get started, and don't forget to listen for that one that, really, really excites you. Okay, 28 habits that make people successful. The first one, I'm sure you've heard before, is to get up early. And I get up early. I get up about 5:30, and it really does make a difference. Of course, it means that I go to bed early, probably in bed by 9:30, 10. Getting up early means that you're able to use the best hours of your day the way you want to. Because if you're always on reaction mode, you wake up when your kids wake up, or you wake up when your alarm clock goes off and you have to get ready for work. If you're on reaction mode, then you're losing those hours. You're using those hours for someone else. So get up early and use those hours for yourself. Next is to be a lifelong learner. Make sure you're looking to learn new things all the time. It could be anything that gets you excited, a new language or how to cook or whatever you want, whatever you're excited about. Learn something new. You should read every day. It doesn't have to be War and Peace. It could just be a fun fiction book or a blog post or the news. Also learn things that are outside of your general bubble of interest, sort of on the edges of what you're interested in. That will bring in new ideas for you from outside of your world. Another, I think we're on number 5 now. Focus on one thing at a time. Now, this is hard for me. It's hard for most women as multitaskers. But if you can focus on one thing at a time, then the quality of the effort that you're putting into that one single thing will be higher and the result will be better. One way to do this is number 6, is to batch your tasks. If you have a lot of errands to run, make sure you do them all at once, for example, or for like here, I'm cutting. So if you're doing a project and there's a lot of cutting, do all the cutting at once. Put a show on and watch while you cut, and then you can have all your cutting done at once. That type of thing. Or batch everything that's sort of the same together and then go to the next thing. Our next habit is to journal every day. This doesn't mean you have to write pages and pages, but as long as you write down something every day to get your thoughts down on paper. You can write down your dreams. That's another one. Successful people write down their dreams on a regular basis. And of course, they turn those dreams into goals, because you can't really chase your dreams unless you turn it into a goal first. Next on the list is exercise on a regular basis. Now, I cannot tell you what a difference this makes. I work out pretty much every morning, and it really does set my day. When I don't, if I skip it for some reason, I always feel kind of blah and gross. My mother-in-law, her friend, who's the same age, this was about 10 years ago, I guess her friend was a little heavier, but not much, but my mother-in-law was always on the go. They bike, they walk, they're just always moving. But her friend would always opt to take a car or to just not bother to go. And now, 10 years later, you can really see the difference. Her friend can barely walk and she's really heavy. Meanwhile, my mother-in-law, who's not a spring chicken, is in great shape. You know, she still bikes it a lot, so it really, really, really does make a difference. Feel the fear, but do it anyway. That's the next habit, because you will never be ready. You will always feel some sort of fear towards whatever thing that you're not really wanting to do. You just gotta jump in. You just gotta jump in and do it, because it won't ever feel easy. If you just let your fear take over, then you won't get anything that you want. You won't be able to go where you want to go with your life. This one's important, this next one. Put your phone down. I don't know how many people I see, they're just addicted to their phones, and I'm scared that my children are going in that direction as well. It's fun, I know I'm addicted too, but if you don't put it down, then you don't get to see what else is in the world and what you really want, instead of just, zoning out on your phone all day. All right, the next one is know that you will fail. How many light bulbs did Edison try out before he found one that worked? Yeah, you're gonna fail. You can't just be perfect first time out. This is another thing that I'm really trying to nail into my children's brains. They always think that when they do something that they should be perfect, because they're seeing people who have put the work in before, but they don't see the work. They just see the end result, and they think they should be able to be the perfect hockey player, the perfect YouTuber the first time they try it. But it doesn't work that way. You have to put the work in first. And along with all that work comes failure. So know that it's going to happen. If you know that it's going to happen, it makes it easier when it does happen. Of course, it's going to suck, but it really is easier if you know that it's going to happen. But the next one follows right along to that. Is be persistent. Okay, you're going to fail, but get right back up and try again. Try another light bulb. Try another thing that's going to get you further to where you want to be. And if you're persistent, if you stick with it, you're going to fail less and less, and at the end, you're going to succeed. Next up is surround yourself with happy, glass half full friends, because they bring you up. There's so many people who can just bring you down and just be negative all the time, and those aren't the people that you want in your life. You want the people who are going to look on the bright side, find the silver lining, and you're just happy to be around happy people. It makes you a happier, more positive person. Next up is stay organized. Yeah, I'm talking to the choir here, right? Most of us planner girls are pretty organized, so we'll just skim over that one. Next is pay attention to the details. There's a lot to know about a situation or a person in the details, so have an eye out for the details. That's one that actually I'm pretty good at. Next up is gratitude. This is super important, to know what you have, to be able to be thankful for what you already have. Looking back at your day, for example, what happened that you're thankful for. I have an alarm that goes off on my phone, and you don't have to sit there and write out a list of 20 things every day. This alarm goes off and I just look around, think about my day, and rhyme off 3 things, and that's how I do it. Next up is have a morning routine. I have a morning routine. It's right there on your screen. Having a morning routine sets your day. If you know what you're doing, if you know what comes next in your routine, then it takes the decision out of things and makes life a lot happier, easier, and you don't have to make the decision, which we only have so much willpower in a day and so much power to make decisions. So if you've got the decisions already made, then you're one step ahead. Know how to say no, because when you say no, you can say yes to the good stuff. And the reverse of that, if you're saying yes to stuff that you really don't want to say yes to, that means you're saying no to things that you really want to do. So make sure that it's 100% hell yeah, yes, before you say it. That one and this next one I'm not very good at. It's hard for me to say no, and it's also hard for me to be adaptable. You have to sort of be able to adapt to anything that happens. I like a plan, and I like to stick to that plan. I don't like when things go awry. But I'm learning to be more adaptable. That takes us to plan, which I love. And again, preaching to the choir, have a plan so that you know what's coming up. Next up, I totally lost the number. I think we're getting close to like 22 or something. Look for the beautiful in everything. There is beauty all around us. And if you just think, okay, well, that's gray and ugly and whatever, then of course, it goes back to the glass half full thing. You want to see the beauty in everything. Next up is to meditate, be able to clear your brain and let the feelings come through, and those thoughts that just churn and churn and churn and never stop, just to sort of acknowledge them and just know that they're just thoughts. We're getting close to the end now with go outside every day. There's something about being in nature, just being out in the fresh air, that sort of recharges you, inspires you. So make sure you get outside every day. Also have music in your life, because music is sort of the same as being outside. It inspires and recharges you. Keep your stress levels down. A lot of these tips that I've given you today will help to keep your stress levels down, but if you realize or notice that your stress is going up, find out why. Is it your job? Is it your kids? Is it like the crazy neighbors? Whatever. Try to keep stress levels to a minimum. And last but definitely not least, is make sure you want to do the work you're doing. Do work that you love, whether that be your job or your hobby, or just don't put time and effort into something that's not making you happy. If you're reading a book, it's just not your kind of book. If you're not into it, just close it and hand it off to someone else. And don't worry about it. Just do something that makes you happy, because life is short and you don't want to waste it on like boring books or any kind of work or any kind of thing that you're not in love with. Okay, so that's my list, but video's not over because I have a challenge for you. Which of these habits got you most excited, got you the most jazzed up? I want you to take that habit and I want you to start it today. Work out some sort of, put in your schedule or some kind of plan and start it today. If you share this video with a friend and they find a habit that they are excited about, that you guys can work together, keep each other accountable. It doesn't even have to be the same habit, but if you keep each other accountable, then you can really make progress on that habit. If you made it this far, give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed because the rest of the series is coming. But that's it for today. Have a fantastic day and happy planning.